Welcome, I'm Anthony, and today I'm going to dive into the Windows 10 Creators Update. So let's get started. As you can see here, I have the blog for the Creators Update up, and I just want to say that there's a lot of features throughout there, and I'll be touching on all of them in the blog. And then I will also post a link below so you guys can review it and watch the video on the blog. So I first want to start out with and say, if you're questioning on when you should update, just wait till Windows Update hits. I believe it's going to take like within the next 6 months, it'll come and hit your computer. But just wait for that to go through. Microsoft will do a lot of testing and stuff as they roll this out so that they'll know when it's going to hit your computer. It's going to be a very, very good result rather than causing more and more issues. I hope that that's what their goal is trying to do. Especially after the anniversary update hiccups that they had. But they ironed them out, and I think that this time it's going to be hopefully much better based on prior experiences. So I'm excited to see how it rolls out. But if you really want to go get it, there's a blog that Microsoft put up on that, and I will definitely put that in the description below. And then you go through, back up your computer, always back up your computer, and then go update, and you will have the result of the Creators Update on your computer right away. Otherwise, just wait till it hits Windows Update. So let's dive into some of the features. And I'm going to start out with a very important feature that I think that Microsoft's been working a lot on, and that is security. And there's new security updated UI of Windows Defender now in the system, and now it's sitting next to the clock. You can see it. You can right click on the shield and open it. I think you can also type in Windows Defender in Cortana, and it'll also pop up as well. What's really cool is it gives you health reports, and it integrated a lot of stuff into there with like how your whole system health is, like is there any viruses or items that are affecting your computer, and it keeps it in one spot, which I think was a great improvement going forward. Also related to security, I want to touch on is that Microsoft's also refined how they do privacy, and they made it way more transparent. They kind of gave you a nice, as you'll click through it as the Creators Update finishes and stuff, you'll be presented with a screen. You'll be able to decide on what you actually want to send Microsoft or what you want Microsoft to know based upon like locations or if there's crash data and stuff like that. So they cleaned up a lot of that, made it more easy to understand. I was very pleased with it. I hope they continue down this road and make it even more transparent and even help out better understanding and more of what's actually going on. And for each privacy segment that they have on that sheet, and you'll notice that going through it, and it's very self-explanatory as well. Now I want to dive into more of some of the fun features that people will kind of get excited about. I guess I'm going to start with Skype, which may or may not be fun depending upon your experience with Skype. Sometimes Skype can be very annoying and you're wondering why it's there. Other times it's a great tool that you can use to communicate. So Skype has improved. They took off the beta tag of it, or the preview tag, I should say. So it's actually, I think, a full-fledged actually program now, and it's recognized. It's had its birthday, yay! And so I'm excited for that because I use Skype on a daily basis, and I just wanted to see it always get out of the preview one because then I feel like I can get rid of the desktop one. I don't know if I fully will be able to yet, but as I go forward and test it, I think it's just one nice little checkbox that it has that, hey, I graduated. Now I can actually be an important part of somebody's workflow. So I see it with pom-poms cheering. So finally, but let's dive into some Edge improvements. And Edge I don't know how some people feel about Edge. Some people use it, some people don't. I use it. I also use some other browsers as well, but I have put Edge through its paces in the anniversary update, and I was having some issues with it. I could easily reproduce certain things because of how I open and close tabs very often throughout the day, and I only ever use one browser session. This in the Creators Update, very, very robust. I'm enjoying it. So robust. I'm impressed. I haven't been able to break it as often, actually at all so far on 3 computers that I have around here. So very impressed as well. One thing that was very, very cool is that Microsoft inserted a nightlight setting. And so this setting was in a lot of phones where you could turn it on and take the blue light out of the screen so that you would be easier for you to go to bed, when the sun goes down. So there's research on how that correlates with your keeping you awake and not. So Microsoft now put in this thing called Nightlight, and where you can go turn it on in settings, and it will then actually turn off the. I have it set up on this computer. I turned it off right now, but it is set up to actually go based upon the sunset. So sunsets turns on, sun rises it turns off. So it works out very well. It does take the blue light out of it. Took me a second to readjust, but it works very well. I'm very impressed. One other thing that they did was they included and improved the Windows Store, and that includes now books. So you can go buy books to the Windows Store, and then when you go and open them and read them, and it memorizes or keeps track of where it is, it basically just got its memory of its own, memorizes it. But Edge does all that managing for you for books, which is really, really cool. That they're kind of using some of the technology that they already put into Edge so that they can create a great experience for you reading books too. And the Nightlight, it can actually help that out with that. So if you like to read before bed, instead of having your screen really with all that blue light maybe keeping you awake, now you can even put the Nightlight on, and so you'll read. So it's a more, I'd say, soft experience that you'll be more in depth than actually slowly go to sleep or shut yourself body down properly, according to the research. So one other thing that they put in, actually, now I'm thinking about, there's two other major things that they kind of put in. They put in 3D paint that you can go through and create 3D objects, have them printed off. There's also a 3dremix.com website that you can go to and view some people's creations and even post your own creations and decide if they're public or private from the little I've worked with it. But it's really kind of cool. Something that my kids kind of like more than I do. But I think I'm going to try to print something off because I think it's going to be good to see it in their hands that, hey, I created this on the computer doing just some random stuff, and now it's actually, physical, which is kind of cool that now we've taken the virtual of the computer and made it into a physical object, which is awesome with the 3D printing stuff. I think it's also part of the path Microsoft's on with the virtual reality and stuff like that, where this is the physical side of that, right? Where you can go through 3D paint and create it and then hold it. And then Microsoft also has a path, and they included it in here as well, a virtual reality or mixed reality, which is virtual reality and augmented reality. And you can take those two items, and then instead of you printing it off, you could probably take that same thing you created in paint and then post it into your world and then walk around it, right? And so I think they have a path for both in this. It's this whole reality spectrum that they have a plan with, and I'm really excited to see how this evolves even further. With that, the last thing I want to touch on is the game settings now in settings. So it's a mixture of the improved game DVR and being able to stream to Beam right away through Beam integration. And then they also added in, and this is a bigger one for me because I'm not doing much streaming yet with games, but they have a game mode, so you can actually gain about 2 to 5% is what a lot of people are saying on this, and in performance based upon when you're playing a game. And right now they're on a whitelist, and hopefully Microsoft keeps expanding that, maybe even lets you set up which games or what. And so they have a key to enable it and, double checking it. But the 2 to 5%, if that's true, and I got to test it more, I know people have said that they've seen some of that. So that's really awesome. But if they see that, that's going to be really crucial for gamers that want every ounce of performance out of their computer. And now they know that they're going to be basically getting all of that rather than something else trying to take it from it. But they know when they play the game, they're going to make sure that they have the best experience, probably the best ability to make sure that they beat another person in they're playing against. So with that, I'm pretty excited for this update. I enjoyed that what on the computers that I have it on right now, how it's improved Windows 10, and I'm excited to see the next one. And hopefully, if you hopefully you'll get it soon as well. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for stopping by. Gray Overload.